Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and this is Homemade Sunshine. If you're new here, hello, my name is, like I said, Annalisa. I am a 26-year-old full-time homemaker, currently pregnant with my husband and I's first baby, who is coming midway through this year, and well, midway through 2024. I say this year. I'm filming this in 2023. It'll be going up in 2024. But I am starting a new little mini series here on this channel of decluttering and getting organized for the new year. And this is something that I feel like I really like to do every single year, is tackle all the spaces in my home. I mean, some things are constantly maintenance decluttering, things like, you know, wardrobe and that sort of thing. But things like my junk drawer, I only do like once a year. So I thought it might be nice for y'all to come along with me. It might spark in your mind like, oh, I need to declutter that too, because sometimes you just don't think about it until you open the drawer and you say, there's too many things in here. So also, especially after Christmas, after you've gotten gifts, things stop fitting, such as today's project, which is going to be socks. I got new socks for Christmas and now none of my socks fit in the drawer. So I don't have a huge drawer anyways. It's in my nightstand, but it's a good size drawer. It's not long like these drawers are, but it's deep. So I need to do some decluttering, and I'm hoping to just do like a series of short videos that can maybe be posted once a week. We'll see with pregnancy how I'm able to keep up with that. I make no promises. And yeah, just trying to get everything decluttered and organized, because I'll be bringing a lot more things into my home with having a baby for the first time. We've already started accumulating some things, so I know that I need to get rid of all of the excess things that we already own to make room for this new life change. So even if you're not going through a major life change, I feel like things just pile up every year, such as like documents in the junk drawer or socks. So first, for decluttering the socks, I like to, of course, what's my criteria for getting rid of socks? Also, if you see movement back there, that's the cat. She's pretty much always here nearby, close to me, just hanging out. Is, of course, throughout the year, it's easy to declutter socks if they're like got a hole in them or they've got weird mysterious stains, which, you know, I am the queen of weird mysterious stains on socks. I feel like it's a lot of the time I'm cooking and I'll like spill something on my foot and then there's a stain you can never get out. And my main criteria that I think to myself when I'm getting rid of socks is, if I was at a shoe store or like maybe going to like a podiatry appointment, something like that, where I had to take off my shoes and people would see my socks like up close and personal, would I be embarrassed? Now, that doesn't mean like you need to get rid of every sock. That's a little bit old looking, but like if your socks have holes in them, they're nasty, they're stained up, I try to think to myself, would I be embarrassed if I had to take my shoe off in front of this person and they saw how ratty my socks were? So you might want to keep a couple ratty pairs, but for the most part, most of us have enough socks in our lives that we can get rid of some socks. And sometimes it's good to do these, and you might be inspired to be like, oh, I need to get some new socks. And with after Christmas sales, this might be a good time of year to get socks. I don't know. My favorite socks are Smart Wool and Bombas, which are expensive. I've thrifted a lot of Smart Wool socks over the years, which is kind of random. I know some people might think thrifting socks is gross. If you do, you do you. You're not going to convince me not to thrift them. So, because I've done it for a long time. I like Smart Wool socks the best. I love Bombas also for exercise socks, because I've come to the point where like buying even just like a cheap pack of socks, like we tried some from Sam's Club last year for me for Christmas, they just completely fell apart in a year. Like they got really pilled and just were awful. They were very hard to keep clean, versus the Smart Wool socks I can have for years and they don't wear out nearly as quickly. So let's go ahead and get started. This is also a great time when you empty a drawer to go ahead and vacuum out said drawer, because I've got lots of little plastic tags in the bottom of this drawer. All right, y'all, so here is Sock Mountain. I'm trying to hold it back out for you guys to see it a little bit. It is Sock Mountain. There's a bunch of socks of all kinds, so let's get started. So I feel like January and February are good times to start doing your decluttering, because I really dislike having to declutter when the weather is really nice and, you know, there's things that you can go do outside and there's more fun things going on. But in this, I say January through March season, where I live here in East Tennessee, I get really bored and very stir crazy cabin fever. So for me, it's a good time to tackle decluttering projects or craft projects, all of those sorts of things. So usually this is the time of the year that I do my bulk decluttering anyways. It's just added an extra layer to it because we are having a baby, because I'm now trying to clear things out to make way for an additional person in our household. So even though he doesn't need my sock drawer decluttered, it's just another thing that I can start working on now before he gets here. So right now you're watching me just sorting like socks with light socks, or not light socks, like with like. So that helps me figure out how to declutter better. Okay, so let's go over the little piles that we've got right here. First, right over here is what I would call the athletic sock pile. Activewear socks, short socks. Over here in the corner is my knee-high socks, which I don't wear those very often, but they are nice to have. When I hurt my leg last year and you need to have something behind that big leg brace, that comes up to your knee, I would wear these so that the fabric didn't rub against my skin, because there was a lot of time when it was really hot and I didn't want to wear jeans underneath that boot. So they are helpful for certain things. This is the lonely sock corner. These are 2 individual socks that don't have any mates, so they'll be going goodbye. This is all mostly like wool, thicker socks, like boot socks that come up higher. This is a small pile of compression socks. I really like compression socks. I used to wear them when I worked in a hospital, and I also like them for just, long car rides, all of that. I plan on probably wearing them to hopefully reduce the likelihood that I'm going to get spider veins on my legs. So we'll see how that goes, but I do like to keep those just in case. This pile back here is thin boot style socks. I don't love wearing these a lot, but I mostly wear them if I'm wearing Ugg boots, but I definitely don't need this many because I don't wear Ugg boots that often. And then right after that is fuzzy socks, all fuzzy socks right here. So I like to have them sorted just so I can know what I have and declutter each category accordingly. I know this is very meticulous to organize your socks like this, but this is just the way my brain works, and that it makes the most sense for me, so I still have enough of each type of sock in each category. I'm also taking the time to, on my nice wool socks, here's an after and a before of what these socks looked like. My nice wool socks, and you'll see it if you have wool socks like these smart wool socks, they can tend to pill, and they're still in excellent shape, but they're just pilly. So I'm taking the time to shave some of them, and part of decluttering for me is also taking care of the items I already have and not just like tossing things willy-nilly. So that is what I'm working on currently. So I think this series is going to be partially a decluttering series and partially a how I maintain my items in my home, because I think that's a big part of homemaking, is taking care of the things you already own. If you watched my video, I think it was a couple months ago that I got this sweater shaver. I have seriously loved it. I mean, it's not like a miracle worker or anything, but it definitely helps make things look nicer. And I just really appreciate it. It doesn't take up a huge amount of time for me to just sweater shave some socks. And you might think, Annalisa, I do not have time to do this. And that's okay if you don't. But I thought it might be a good way for me to extend the life of the things I already have. And for me, it's more worth my time to spend fixing things and maintaining the things I already own versus going out and purchasing new things. So if you don't have a sweater shaver, I really recommend this one, and I'm not affiliated with it at all. I just looked up reviews online, and this is the one that I picked, and I have loved it. So I don't like decluttering just for the sake of decluttering. I want to make sure that I am utilizing things as much as I possibly can to the full extent of their lives. It's sort of like most of the time when I'm decluttering clothes, unless I've had a size change or I tried something and I really didn't like it, most of the time my clothes are getting trashed when I'm done with them. All right, so we are finished with the socks. I went through each category and I really tried to think about how many of each category I would want. So I had, as you saw, short socks for athletic, which of course I wear, I would say the most, probably second most being taller wool socks, especially right now this year, wool socks I'm wearing a bunch. Then fuzzy socks. Least amount worn would be the thin boot socks, because I only wear them with Ugg boots, and tall socks, and the, what is the other one? Oh, compression socks, which you never know when you're going to go through a season when you need to wear more compression socks, but that is, what I tried to stick to when decluttering different categories was, do I wear these a lot? And I'm not somebody who says you should only keep like 7 days worth of an item. If I'm going to be traveling, the worst thing is coming home and then not only do you have all these dirty clothes you're bringing home with you, there's nothing clean here. So yeah, but I do try to pare it down to a reasonable amount of socks. So let me show you my little pile here of what I'm getting rid of. And if I can hold them up all at the same time, it's all of these. So it's a pretty good pile. Honestly, I'm pretty proud. Some are just kind of like worn out and old looking, like those. Some are stained, which I can't believe I'm showing you my stained socks, but you know, that is what it is. Where is a good pair? I have one pair that's like stained all the way up the ankle. I think I like got into mud and it like went all the way up my, oh, I know what it was. I think my husband and I went caving. I cannot find that pair of socks. Is it this one? No. My husband and I went caving and I think I got into mud and it went clear up the side of my sock. Oh, is it this pair? I think it's this pair. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Now that I'm filming, I won't be able to find it. But I have one pair that I know I'm getting rid of because it got stuck in mud and it's disgusting looking. It's like completely caked. Like, not caked, it's clean, but it's horribly stained. Some individual socks. We didn't find the matches. They're gonna be sayonara, see you later. And then just some of these really thin, kind of chintzy socks that people get. I know some people like to wear them. I just don't care for them. So they're gonna be gone. I don't need to keep them. We don't need to keep things that we don't like. And the only pair that is like donation worthy are these Darn Tough socks. I thrifted these and I think they're a child size. They're too small. I mean, I don't have like a huge foot, so, but these are too small for my feet. So maybe if you were like a woman's size 6 shoe, you could probably wear these, but I can't. So that is this week's decluttering project. Be sure to leave me a comment down below what is the thing that you're really needing to declutter in your house, because socks was high on my list because I couldn't close the drawer. And also, if you enjoyed these, if you enjoyed maybe the start of this series, give this video a like. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing because I am planning on hopefully doing this throughout the month of January. So until next time, bye.